Okay, who are you and who are you with?
I am Josh Dovenbarger from Phantom Dragons.
Josh, tell us a little bit about the history of Phantom Dragons.
Well, I started about 21 years ago with 2 normal bearded dragons, and just kind of kept messing with them and working with them, and now we've got, you know, everything, all colors and patterns and morphs, and yeah, it keeps growing as time goes by. It keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Awesome. And I know you attend lots of expos around the country. Rumor on the street is you're kind of a big deal in other countries too. Where else do you ship your animals to?
We ship animals to South Korea, Hong Kong, a lot of stuff to Europe, to Canada, and that's pretty much it that I can remember off the top of my head.
So safe to say you're kind of a rock star in the reptile industry.
Yeah, I guess so.
You won't say it, but we will. So what is one of the coolest things you've ever produced, or something that you're really proud of, something that you know, sets you apart from everybody else?
Well, honestly, I mean, the coolest thing that I produce are these hybrid animals. These are my favorite dragons that I have. These are from hybrid times hybrid. These are Barbata times Viticeps hybrids. And you know, most people are not very interested in them, but for me, I mean, I love them. They're cool looking. They're very prehistoric compared to the other dragons.
So then for those not in the know, what's the difference between, you know, these two animals then? What makes this a hybrid?
Well, this one is a red translucent. Basically, it's just a, you know, the translucent is a recessive trait. And, you know, the red has been, you know, developed from sandfire for many, many generations. So, but yeah, I mean, this is the result of, you know, 30 generations of dragons, breeding them over the years. Sorry.
Awesome. And then this is a standalone species. And then that's a hybrid of 2 species, correct?
Yes, this is Pagona Viticeps, this red one. This one's Pagona Viticeps and Pagona Barbata together.
Gotcha. So that's a little bit of this into that animal. And then why is that a good thing?
Well, the problem is that there's not enough genetics in the pet trade. So what I'm trying to do is trying to add new genetics, because what's happening is everything is getting bottlenecked. All the reds and everything are getting, you know, everybody's working towards, you know, the same thing, you know, reds and yellows and stuff like that. So what I'm trying to do is make base animals so that I can add new genetics to them, so that I can improve the animals and keep them going for another 20 years or so. You know? That's the problem, is we can't import anything legally from Australia, so what's here is what's here.
Right.
So
and then eventually you want to make, you know, this color in this animal, right?
Exactly, yeah, and it'll take some generations to do it. And these guys, these hybrids are monsters. I mean, they as babies, you know, they have more of like a narrow head, but as they get bigger, they'll get more triangular, and their bodies will get more, you know, beefed up, and their legs are really fat and everything else. So
nice.
But it's taken a lot of growing up these animals to, you know, to get this sort of thing. You know, making a hybrid initially, it's not all of them are going to look exactly the same. So you gotta, you know, breed them, grow a lot of stuff up, and then pull the ones that look mostly Barbata, and ones that, you know, grow very quickly and everything else, and reproduce very well. And so
that's fantastic.
It's a whole process, and it takes a lot of work and a lot of time, but
yeah.
Hopefully, you know, in 3 or 4 years, we'll have a, you know, pretty good, you know, number of these guys that will be, you know, trans and red and zero and everything else.
Very cool. And how many insects do you go through a week?
Our feeder bill is about $20,000 every 2 months.
Holy Hannah!
So we go through about every day, about 25,000 crickets a day, 20,000 mealworms a day, and about 4,000 supers.
Nice.
So we went through 1.5 million mealworms in 2 months.
That is insane. That's an insanely awesome number.
So I pick up crickets every day, and then, you know, the insects every single day, and so we're always feeding out stuff. And
definitely. And then last but not least, any advice for the viewers online? Any bit of advice for their dragons, or maybe just personal advice from Josh Stovenbarker.
I would suggest, I mean, to breed in a forwards direction. You know, try to, you know, breed animals that are good quality, and you know, and try to, you know, use hets to make these sort of mutations, you know, like zeros and everything else, and kind of keep them moving forward, because every time, you know, you combine these, you know, translucents together, you're just going to weaken your animals. So my suggestion is to try to breed in a forwards direction.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for talking to us, Josh.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
Thanks. I'm not very good.